So, I just wrapped up a phone call with an insurance agent who is trying to sell me an insurance policy, right? I currently have a term life policy and he's trying to convert me into a permanent. The dollar amount doesn't matter. The difference, if you do not know what a term life is, you don't have to worry about it. It doesn't matter. Term lives are just basically temporary policy, and permanents are permanent. So term lives are usually for like 20, 30, 40 years period, and after that you don't have anything but you make monthly payment. And for permanent, there is no time limit. You will have the insurance till the day you die. Either or is good, but anyway, this video is not about the type of policy. This video is about man. We work in marketing and we talk about urgency, scarcity. We talk about opportunity loss, loss of life, loss of revenue, and things like that. And sometimes even I myself start to question, does this crap really work? Right? I read about all these things in different psychology books, different neuromarketing books, things like that, and I always questioned, and we write headlines, we write ads, we ideate on all sorts of marketing campaigns, but I've always wondered, does this thing really work? So I wasn't so much intentional about hey Mahabub, good to see you as well, hope you're doing well. So going back, I wasn't so interested in actually so much about buying an insurance policy, because it's not really, that's the last thing in my mind. But I really took this call 20 minutes or 25 minutes out of my day schedule to talk and see how they close. He is from a reputable company, and I know that usually they have a very good sales closing technique. So I want to see what is it they do. And by God, guys, I will tell you, this thing really, really works, right? Every time, because obviously I could understand what he was saying, like, you would have this, you only have until 2023 to convert your temporary, which is a term life insurance, into a permanent, and every year that goes by, your cost is going up. So what is that doing? That's like, showing me that I only have so much time left, right? That's urgency, scarcity. That's also like, cost going up, the loss of opportunity. Trust me, guys, I do this every day, yet even me, I could feel my heart pump. Trust me, guys, I do this every day, yet my heart was pumping faster, like, oh shit. Every word that he was telling, he was giving out, my physiology, my body movement. We were on the phone conference call. That's the other thing I want you to all know. But everything that he was doing, my physiology, my attitude, thought in my head quickly changed. I didn't see, if I was sitting in front of him, he would have been able to see that right away. So that's one thing also, that's why, in-person shit. If he had me in front of me, he would have been able to close, and he would be able to make like, $300 a month off of me just very easily. But because I was home, we were on the phone, he couldn't close me as easily as he would have loved to do. So that's the deal. So does this thing work, like in all the marketing jargons and all the marketing tactics? Absolutely. Oh my God, I will tell you, I was like, if you can put your hand over my chest, you will see me, my heart's like still like, beating fast. It's really, really beating fast because, oh my God. And I took a lot of notes. Here is this guy who's trying to sell me insurance, and he's asking me all these questions and everything, and all I'm doing is writing notes and notes and notes. I was like, holy shit, I hope if he had seen me, he would have been like. So guys, I will tell you, if you're in the US, the best way, if you want to learn sales, get on a phone with an insurance agent. A good one, right? A good one, the one that has a lot of success rate, a high closing rate. And there you go. You got free sales coaching right there. Get the script, and I know it's unethical, but I'm just telling you. like, that guy, the way he positioned his, started the call, he wanted to kind of assess, like, and explain to me the situation, and what he was doing, how he was recapping, and how he kept on saying. At first I said no, right? So I said him no, and then he was like, again he summarized the whole thing, and he basically instilled that fear in my head that said, okay, so I understand that that this is what this is what I said, this is what you're saying no to, and I understand that what this means is that you are saying no to an opportunity, right? I was like, holy cow, it got me, right? I was like, holy shit. So I again went back to him, and I was like, okay, let's say, yeah, I said that because you said, I thought you told me to take a hypothetical situation that, and after 17 more years, I don't have any insurance, and so do I really care if I have insurance or not? My answer was, I don't really care at this point, right? But to me, what it matters is, like, and if you tell me what the dollar amount is, what matters is what the dollar amount is and how much am I looking to pay. I would probably, because I'm a very analytical guy as well, I like to see numbers, I'm busy, so give me the numbers. Then he shifted his closing. He shifted his closing into a different approach, which was, I'm glad I did that. I pushed him back, and he kind of really recouped, or not recouped, he took control of that whole situation. He figured out that I was losing interest. He was like, I don't have time, and he apologized in a very nice way, and he basically recovered from that, and he was like, trying to buddy up, and then he was trying to build rapport, right? He was trying to build rapport by talking about the baseball, the Washington Nationals, which obviously, it failed again because I don't watch baseball, but he tried, so I got to give it to him. And he was telling me, yeah, he probably, Rafat, you're right. I don't think he took Jordan Belfort's coaching very seriously, because Jordan Belfort has a straight line tactic. He didn't do straight line. Where Jordan Belfort, because he is one of the guys I learned sales from, right? I'm in his coaching program, and I will tell you what he does. He does the straight line approach, and this wasn't Jordan Belfort. Right, I would have known if it was Jordan Belfort, and but he did the old school sales closing. He was asking probing questions. He was trying to find out and instill some fears, and he was trying to. But these are all good. Where he lost it is, I think he learned only one technique, and he was applying that with everyone, and that doesn't work with me. Right? He should have sensed. He spoke more. He asked me questions. It felt like more like an interrogation at a police station, than less of a sales call, right? And obviously I knew I was talking to a sales guy, insurance agent / aka sales guy. I had my guards up, right? So what he should have done was he could have built a different tactic, and I could sense it. Right, guys, that's why I say, you need to have more than one technique. You got to master your craft, because I could sense it that he ran out of his, he only had one technique, and he was applying to everyone, and that technique didn't really work on me. I mean, if he had applied Jordan Belfort's, which is Wolf of Wall Street, if you guys do not know, Wolf of Wall Street's sales closing techniques, he would have closed the deal. But at the same time, I'm a very tough cookie, because I work with marketing and psychology and neuromarketing and behavioral economics very much, right? Most of my day is spent reading about behavioral economics, behavioral science, behavioral psychology, why people do what they do and what can we do to achieve it. So what I'm going with this is that I am I'm an outlier, I'm an oddball, I am difficult to close just because I can see those patterns. However, he would have successfully closed me if I was in his office, right? Do I mind to show the script? I think I can, right? I should be able to, I just have to type it up on my Word doc, because obviously it's on my notepad. But you can definitely hop on a call with me, and I can walk you through of what I have written down. But it's not what he told me exactly, guys. I can tell you exactly I can give it to you. It's how you position and what you do. It's about creating urgency, right? It's about creating scarcity, right? imagine every time he kept on hitting the nail on the head. He's saying, oh, in 2023, and before you blink, it's going to be 2023. If you do 2023, and if you do not believe me, look, we blinked and it's in 2019. It is over. Right, I'm sorry, I got distracted because someone was messaging me. So a friend of mine was messaging me. I would never do this again, with having a Facebook open on my computer. So you know it and I know it, but the way he said it with authoritative voice and where he was saying it, and yeah, he's right. But I had my hand over my chest and I could feel my chest beating faster, because if you look at the human brain, and there is there are brains. We have different parts of the brain, and I have 3 amazing books over here on human brain and human psychology and how we decide and how we choose. So the human brain has the prefrontal cortex and the old brain and the new brain and things like that. So what makes us human is what's up here. What's up here on this prefrontal cortex, right? That's what makes it, because that gives us the power to think and all these things. But in deep down, we have what's called the old brain, which is the reptilian brain, right? And that's subconscious mind, subconscious and subconscious mind. So that's the brain that is always on, that is always thinking, whether you are thinking or not. Because the other part is subconscious mind. It's like we breathe because we don't have to worry about breathing. We don't think about breathing. We just normally do because it's built into our DNA. It's built into our system. So same way. So every time he was saying those words, right, or the sentences that were urgent, my body automatically went into this mode of fight, flight, or freeze mode, right? Because he was sharing things that my human body doesn't want, my brain doesn't like, right? He was sharing things, and again, I'm going deep, I'm geeking out, and I'm going deep into whole, human brain psychology, neuroscience. But it's why it worked is because he was going deep into this thing where he is, he's saying things that my mind, the deep down mind, it just doesn't want to hear, right? So, and it created a reaction out of me, emotion out of me, right? It's creating this emotion out of me, and often if I wasn't aware of it, I would have totally start panicking, and I'll be like, oh my god, the world is on fire, right? Or what if it's gonna happen? Because the other place where what's going to happen, and then I would have pulled the trigger. But because me being me and me working in marketing and psychology, I know this thing, right? So I knew how to overcome that, right? How to control. And the other thing is, I knew how to control myself, and yeah, it worked out pretty well. The place. Yeah, that's what I have to recap all about is, guys, you don't have to. I work in marketing. We work in marketing. We talk about marketing every day. We geek out on marketing. Everything I read is about human psychology, and everything I read about is neuroscience and behavioral economics, and people I follow with, interact with the last few years, 5 or 6 years is all I've been really, because it fascinated me in terms of why certain people would do certain things while others wouldn't, right? The chemicals in my brain, the chemicals in human brains, how you can alter those states and things like that. So long story short, I will tell you, today was amazing. I am so glad I took this call. I'm so glad it was worth my 30 minutes, because I got a living proof. It's I feel like this is the time where Archimedes found that floating, where he was running around the streets saying Eureka. It's one of those moments in my life, just because I figured out this thing really works, right? Up until now, I've read about it. Up until now, I have always questioned, does this crap work? Because people are talking about these things. I'm reading about it. All these people are getting, Nobel Prizes on behavioral economics and whatnot and psychology. things like this. But today is the day I was like, holy crap, I will never ever question it. And I wanted to go live, not because I wanted to capture this moment, because I know come tomorrow I will not remember. I will not have the same, I will not remember every line, and I will not have the same emotions and same feedback. So I just quickly want to hop on with that. Thank you if you have tuned in and commented and asked me questions. Thank you very much. And the person, I think Refat, who wanted to know what he said, I will definitely please send me a message. I will definitely share what we talked about and how this call went around. And if you really want to know, but again, guys, Refat, I will tell you, you don't really need to know this. All you need to know is this: whatever you read on the books on urgency, scarcity, time bounded, and all those of things, building rapport, these things are true. Apply them in your own marketing materials. Apply them in your own sales script, and see. And plus, don't be unethical. Don't be dodgy and shady. And you will see results, is all I can tell you. With that, take care. Thank you for tuning in. Talk until next time. Bye bye.